We're going, baby. It's I don't know.
This music's coming in hot.
It's hot. Jeff's on fire today.
Yeah, Jeff is on fire. I love it. I mean, I'm ready to go.
What happens is, last week we had the guests on, right?
We did.
So it's always, we're catering, right? Me, you, Jeff. We're trying to make everyone feel comfortable.
We're crowd pleasers.
That's what we do. Last week was a great show. We had some fun. That was episode 74. Today, 75.
Amazing.
We've done it. Milestone after milestone.
It's crazy what happens here.
It's nuts.
And I'm amped up. That's what I said. The music's coming in hot. It's like I can listen to this theme music the whole episode. Just do the whole episode, real locker room talk. But then we gotta bring the topics.
Absolutely.
It does get you going.
It does.
It does get you going.
It's the best thing, right? Like I won't lie to you. Wednesdays, Tuesdays, sometimes when we do the podcast.
Yeah.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. I haven't said it for a while. Best day ever.
That's right, Jesse.
I
love it. No, look, this is the sanctuary. Some people we both have our sports that we do as well.
Absolutely.
You have your basketball, I got my hockey.
Yeah.
That's a sanctuary. Anyone who's doing, this is also our sanctuary. We get to come here for an hour and a bit. It's just us, just me, you, and the Jeff.
Yeah.
We kind of let people come in and out.
I feel like we should take that away from people now.
It's a privilege.
It's a privilege.
It's a very much a privilege.
And I think it's time they start paying Jeff cash money.
But you just get so happy. Are our lives so sad that we get to this point where we're really happy to be here?
Disagree. The fact that we've found something that makes us happier.
Yeah.
I say we are the few. We are some of the few.
We are living the dream.
We are living the dream.
Don't say when someone asks you how you doing, oh, living the dream. No. Don't say it unless you mean it. We mean it.
We mean it.
We're living it.
We're living it.
Podcast episode 75. That's
Boom.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. I can't believe we've done 75 episodes.
Yeah, me neither. What have we done with our time?
What does this mean about us exactly?
That's 75 weeks. What the hell have we done in
We're trying to figure it out ourselves.
Mitch is doing something. We're just like riding along on
It's so true.
That's right.
So true. Yeah.
You had a baby.
I got a baby. Well, you have one too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Jeff's got like 18. So I mean, we're all busy on the side.
Hey, only 3 that I know about.
Jeff was putting his mark during every road trip.
Normally, for the people that don't know or don't totally understand every week, normally 99% of the time lately, I've been picking you up.
That's right.
Today, you drove, which I felt a little naked today. I didn't know what to do with myself.
I wanted to bring this up, right?
Yeah, sure.
In my head, I'm like, you know what? Because my wife is off for spring break.
Sure.
I got access. I got the keys now.
Right.
I got the permission slip.
Gotcha.
I'm like, I'm going to do Mitch a favor.
Right.
Mitch, don't worry about it this week.
Yeah.
I got myself taken care of. Be honest.
Yeah. I missed it.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, me too.
And we live on the opposite end. So when I drive you home, it's like that whole thing. And then I drive home and I kind of like complaining to you going, you son of a bitch, you look what you did. You made me drive across. I like using that against you today. I got nothing.
You got nothing. Now you got to go home early. We got to go home earlier to our wives.
But you know what makes me feel better? Knowing next week I get to pull rank again.
You get the pull rank again.
Exactly.
Yeah, and don't be late.
No, of course not.
I'm usually late.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get me started. Now I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You obviously only have the one car, and you've been telling me a little bit about going to buy a car.
Mitch.
Now I know for a fact that some of the people that listen to our podcast, are car salesmen or work in the car industry of some kind.
Oh man.
I'm a little baffled why you haven't been able to pick something up.
I don't want to bring any negative energy to the podcast. I was hoping that you actually wouldn't bring this up.
No,
but we're going to talk about it right now.
Talk about it.
I am so jaded by the whole thing.
Oh, come
on. No. You insulted me a little bit. Okay? You insulted. Okay. By the way, roster, when we say that every week, it's from Goodfellas. Okay? Get up to speed.
Right.
It'll make a lot of sense to
will,
you.
Yeah.
We like to quote movies, but anyhow, Mitch, look, I get the game. Look, car salesmen, they're out there to make money. They're going to hit you up with, they're going to hit you up with what they want to sell. They got to make some money. They want to get rid of the inventory. They're looking after themselves, as they should be.
Sure.
Here's the problem that I have. I went everywhere. So we were looking to say, okay, you know what? Why don't we look into like mid-size SUV? Either possibly trade in, get another. What are we doing over here?
What are we doing over here?
We're family now.
Yeah.
Mid-size, nothing too crazy. Yeah. They call it a compact crossover.
I like it.
That's what it is.
Those marketing geniuses.
It's a compact crossover.
Right.
It sounds delicious.
It does.
Anyhow, I go to the one, and it went from we don't really got much to, well, maybe we got something to, well, I looked on your website. Where's this car? Oh, yeah, that's right. I wonder why it's not on the computer. That's so odd. To, why don't we put you in a 2019? And
well played.
It's, well, I respect the move. I respect what they're doing here, but you lose credibility. The one, I went to the Mazda dealership. This was the worst of all time. I go there. I'd already done some research on the website. So I asked, and I literally went in like this. I go, do you have anything in your inventory? 2017, 2018, slightly used, good value. We're looking around that $30,000 price range. Like, I'm giving
you're giving
everything.
the checklist.
I'm like, I do not want you wasting your time. Heaven forbid you do your job.
Yeah, well,
I get it. It's commission. I get it. Well, she pulls up the website. So as I'm looking, I'm like, hold on a second. Is everything that's on your website up to date? She goes, oh, yeah, they do a great job. I'm like, so bye. Like, why am I here? This is where you take me and say, I got, you know,
the art of the sell is gone. Is that what you're telling me?
Look, the art of the sell is gone.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of the pressure, but they're not putting people in what they need.
Right.
It's dangerous. It confirmed it's sleazy. It's terrible. So I've realized one thing. You find a good car salesman,
right?
You stick with him.
You stick with
or
him.
her, whoever it is.
Like a good banker, like a good mortgage broker, like a good doctor.
You don't change.
You don't change it.
Stay there wherever they go.
So for all the listeners out there that
Holy
do sell
smokes,
cars
man.
or are in the car industry, there you go. I just gave you guys a lead. I just gave you a referral. Hit up Dimitri on Real Locker Room Talk and get that car.
I will. Look, you don't waste your time. I went through the gamut. I will tell you everything. You know, for crying out loud, the one guy, okay, I walked into the one guy and I'm like, okay, so we drive the vehicle, we have a Mercedes C300. So
Sure.
he comes in.
Because you're rich. Continue.
Yeah, well, whatever. You know, we've been eating well.
Sure, exactly. Which is why you have gout.
Yeah, on Mitch's dime.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. That's fine.
But anyhow, so this is my point. I go into the one dealer. It's the Hyundai dealership. The guy comes back with this crazy quote. And I said to him, I go, buddy, you're saving me. You're putting me in a longer term for $48 less a month. By the time we calculate the trade-in, by the time you put interest in, I'm not spending $15,000 extra on a vehicle. And I go, I got to be the idiot that's got to go to my friends and say, hey, for $48, I save $48 a month, and I walked out with a Hyundai, traded up the Mercedes. It doesn't make sense.
Listen,
it was insulting. Why'd you bring it up? I'm upset.
I know. That's kind of why. So hit up Dimitri at Mitch and Dimitri, and I think I see a potential sale here. I just feel it. I can see it.
No, I'll tell you what. This is the mistake that I made. The mistake I made is I didn't go straight to Paul Damakis.
That's right.
That's the mistake.
Why didn't you go to Paul?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't know. But I'll tell you what, roster, we got this is look. He didn't ask for the plug.
No, he didn't.
I just know he's there. But Paul Damakis, he's in this business. You know what? I know he's in Land Rover, I believe. That's why we were testing a different one, but I should have went to him.
You should have went.
Where I know
you don't think he knows people? He knows people.
He knows more people.
He knows lots of people.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Big time.
You know,
Big time.
this is basically, I should have taken my parents' advice. I didn't.
Right.
And I decided to run away from home.
Hey,
that's what I did to
That's
Paul
what you
Damakis.
did. Well, Paul.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Hopefully he upsells you, and now you're inside some
exactly
2000
8% interest.
2020 beautiful car. All right, what do we got on the show itinerary today?
Look, on the show itinerary, we got on the topic of speaking, Paul Damakis. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday,
all
Paulie.
the best, absolutely. But itinerary, we got a big one. We got to roll through a lot of things, Mitch, because the week started with only a couple things happening, but a lot of things are happening.
A lot of things came down the pipe.
NCAA. We got some results. We got some action. We got to talk about that.
We got to talk NHL. We are 7 games away, or at least exactly 1 week away from the start of the playoffs. It's time to start. It's time to get going.
It's unbelievable. Look, and NFL, leave us alone for a week.
1 week. That's all we ask. Why do you have to take over this podcast each and every week?
Are you doing this on purpose? Are you telling people to do certain things to keep yourself relevant every week? Damn it, NFL.
But damn, do they got good material.
We got touch and go.
Yeah, touch
nice
and go.
Touch and go.
Touch and go. Also touch and go, little NBA. They are also finishing up this week.
That's right.
We got to talk a little NBA because the playoffs are right there.
Hey, you have to.
You have to. And then what else we got? Oh, I don't know. 2 major retirements. 3 actually, as of earlier earlier today. There's another one.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And that brings us into touching a little bit of the fight game. We're going to talk a little bit of the UFC.
Yeah.
On that topic right
We
there.
also got a slightly, again, touch and go.
quick touch.
Quick touch. Touch and go.
Yeah, just a-
MLB, a little baseball. The season that never ended is starting up again.
It ended?
It ended. It starts again.
I thought they were just going to the World Series.
I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Crazy.
We'll talk quickly about that.
Get out
And
of
then
here.
finally, it's a little, I don't know, MAGA or MALAKA.
Maybe the world's greatest segment.
I say it each week, but this week we might have outdid ourselves again.
It's this one, I know what's coming.
That's
this week.
right.
This is one of the weeks where I actually do know the MAGA or MALAKA. It's going to be funny. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to get into this show, Mitch.
do it.
No.
Let's get started.
No, because before we get started on anything on this show, and Jeff, cue the music. We got to bring to you the Headversity metrics of the week. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Headversity.com is the brilliance that brings a real locker room talk.com, the website. They're also the leaders in mental health and resilience in the workplace and the personal life. Just hit them up. Dr. RT, Dr. Karen McNeil. Use the hashtag AskDrRT. Sign up for the newsletter and create a profile on Headversity.com. You guys, it's a fantastic thing that they're doing. A lot of great topics. It is beautiful. Now, on the topic of metrics, there are two.
What?
The number two, the significance between the number two.
Okay.
It's unbelievable.
What do you got?
We're global.
Again.
Just when we can't get even more global, we're global. Look, we got downloads in Australia.
Right.
We got boys like Cambosos.
Yeah.
You know, we got lots of friends.
Lots of
the
friends.
Greeks from Agape Greek Radio, they're downloading it. It's great.
Big news.
But you know who else we added?
No.
Not the old Zealand. Oh. The New Zealand.
New Zealand.
New Zealand
Get out.
is downloading Real Locker Room Talk.
You know, I think I know who it is.
Get out of
It
here.
could be my niece.
No.
She's Alexandria is out there doing a 6-month student exchange program
In the Zeals?
in the Zeals.
She's all the way.
She's
in the
all the
Zeals
way
doing
over
the
there.
exchange. Well, if it's
Her dad is crying every night. Cousin Jim is very upset.
Of course,
Very
but I'll
upset
tell you
about-
what.
Yeah.
That puts the amount. There is one more Real Locker Room Talk influence in New Zealand than there are snakes.
Yes, that's right.
We win.
We won again.
We beat you, Snake.
We did it.
You're the animal of the devil.
Done and done. And a little quick fact about New Zealand.
Oh,
30 million sheep. There's just as many sheep in New Zealand than there are people in Canada. Just as many.
that is a Greek's wet dream right there.
Isn't that the truth?
Just
It's unbelievable.
straight
That's what
up.
I said too. I was
Straight
like,
up.
Are you kidding me? This is my uncle who's like who does feta. Like he makes the feta. Yeah, this is like he doesn't believe that this exists. He's like, there's no way.
Greek Easter must be amazing in New Zealand.
Could you imagine?
Oh man, how many souvlas are going during that time?
Well,
But-
if it's Alex, thanks for downloading. We appreciate it. And keep telling the people of New Zealand.
Tell the people.
Tell them.
Tell the Zealanders.
Tell them. Is that what they're called?
I don't know. They
Sure.
might have. Maybe
I like
should
it
be.
though. I like it.
But guess who else is downloading us?
Who?
From our own nation's capital, province, Ontario.
Get out.
They're in.
They're in too.
They're in.
I'm a little surprised they weren't in earlier.
Well, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. But I think they like what we have to say.
I think so as well.
They like what we have to say. So,
Well, welcome.
welcome to the roster. Finally, it's been great, but I alluded to it previous. But we can't forget Agape Greek Radio, AGAPE, GreekRadio.com, where you can stream Real Locker Room Talk Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Anywhere you are in the world, you can do it on the website. Also, they got Agape Greek TV, which is going to be fantastic. And
Can't wait.
I can't wait either.
Can't
Look,
wait.
This thing is unbelievable. And I mean, you know, check out the lineup of shows. I mean, it's unbelievable. The Vixen and Jackal,
Yeah.
the George Scandili show, the Doralicious. I mean, what do you want from this radio station?
There's nothing else you
This
can
is just some of our favorites, but the cherry on top,
The cherry.
the icing.
I'm finally
on, the
on
cake.
board. I'm finally on board.
Stan,
Stan?
you done it again.
You did it again,
You
Stan.
know, a little compliment goes a long way.
sure does, Stan.
You know, he sent us an email, gave us some nice positive reinforcement. We got, we're going to work on something.
We knew we were carrying the show, but Stan, thank you for letting us know that we are carrying it.
This
Yes.
guy's unbelievable.
Thank you.
Mitch, thank you to everyone. Thank you to the roster. Again, I just wanted to do a couple shout outs. I've been meaning to do it the last couple weeks before we get started here. And it's just some of the podcasts that have been listening to us as well. And we listen to their podcasts, and we just want to return the favor and give them a shout out. So you can either find them on our if you go to reallockerroomtalk.podbean.com, you can see these other podcasts and follow them. They're easier. But, people like Ilya with the Man Cave Chronicles. We got Damon and Rafi, the Amazing Nerd Show, and also the Rum Podcast, our boys in Japan. So thank you very much for continuously and consistently following us, showing us the love. We want to return the favor, guys. Check out these podcasts. It is really fun, really cool, and I don't know. I love you guys.
Yeah, I love you too.
Right?
Love's strong, but
strong.
But I like it. It's the only word that comes to mind.
Absolutely.
We love you.
All right, let's get to it.
Let's get started.
Let's go.
It's right off the bat. It's just, you know what? This week I said we're not going to really sit on a topic. We're going to do rapid banter the whole time. The whole time. Just right through. Just go. Right there.
No.
A little touch and go, a little rapid banter.
Yeah.
I said, hey, let's start with what's kind of obvious. Let's start with a little NC double of the A. Okay?
Huge.
Last week on this exact show, we brought you the guru. We brought you big data. The guy knows nothing but NCAA. Literally nothing else.
It's crazy.
He gave you some great insight. We also said, you know what? What does everyone do on NCAA Day? They bet. They bet hard. We said, we got to bring in the professional.
Game changers.
Kelly Kellner in studio last week, giving you all the inside information. And honestly speaking, I'm not trying to pump their tires, but they were both on fire.
When you're right, you're right.
Kelly said last week, take all the underdogs in the first series of games. Take the unders, not the unders in the game. Pardon me, underdog. Take the dogs. The dogs covered. Then Big Data Mandu says, hey, let's do a little UC Irvine as my big dark horse. They crush it, knocking out Kansas State. I said, hey, a little 12 versus 5. I took the 12 in all of the 3 out of the 4 came through. I'm a little worried about the NCAA, and I'll tell you why. This is the first year, though, Dimitri, that I wasn't as, yelling at the top of my lungs on some of the games. Do you think that people have figured out that the NCAA, have they figured out the little, the game towards it, how to bet on this? I feel like they have lost a little luster, maybe.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I just think it goes to the point that that Kelly was saying last week, and Big Dad as well. Sorry, the both of them is that you weren't going to see. This is just a year you weren't going to see too many upsets go right off the hop.
Right.
Now, keep one thing in mind. This is just where I'm going to disagree with you. Not disagree with you, but challenge you on that point slightly. Sure. Is that if you look at it, there were winning margins that were so close you look at what Duke, you look at Tennessee, you look at a lot of these big teams where it was the difference of the other team putting one basket.
Right.
And then we would be talking a whole different ball game. Agreed. So I would say, it was a little more predictable in terms of a lot of these favorites went in, even though the dogs covered the spreads. But there were a lot of close games. They're coming up by the skin of their teeth. Mitch, I got to ask, are they getting better or are the great teams just not as great as they once were? And what I mean is, okay, Duke is Duke. Yeah, Duke's got Zion, but Duke's not the 8 years ago Duke.
Right.
Where they were literally.
The talent pool across the world now, and obviously in the NCAA, has changed. So, you're just quickly going to the NBA. Look at the Europeans that are coming into the NBA and dominating. Basketball has taken on the sport has evolved and the players are getting better. And more importantly, these kids, it doesn't matter what program they're going to now. Of course, a Duke is stacked. But like Big Data said last week, Duke was in a little bit of a problem because their outside shooting game is not a big thing. So that they almost lost to UCF simply because they can't hit an outside jumper. They don't have Zion. If Zion doesn't come back, they lose that game easily, no problems. I'm a big component of basketball is that one sport where one guy can change the whole essence of that game. So I love that Kelly last week called it. He said, take the dogs. And if you did, you made some money. You got to be big data to figure out that UC Irvine, a school that would go up against a Kansas State that's been to the Final Four over the last 5 years, at least once, he saw something there. So to say that these programs are getting better, the elite are still the elite. Granted, your North Carolinas, your Dukes, and your Gonzagas are still top notch, and your Virginia, all 4 seeds are still there. That's kind of what people want, I guess, on one end of it. But I have to say, for me personally, I love watching an upset And now when you know that the 12 is beating the 5, I almost throw that to the side. I'm like, that's not really an upset anymore. You know that's happening. That's all I meant. Still love this tournament. Still love what I'm seeing out there. And what I did see is if you watch that Murray State, you watch the Ja Morton kid play, that kid is going second overall. That kid had a triple-double in college basketball. You don't see that too often. That kid is unreal.
Some people are just meant to perform when it's go time. It is unreal, and it's nice to see that there's a really good pool of players that are going to be going to the NBA. Usually, it is focused around one or two guys, and let's just wait and see how they do. But yeah, the talent pool is getting better. You couldn't be more right about it, and we'll see it unfold as we go into this next round. Mitch, what are you thinking? What's your heart saying?
I think based on what we saw, I think the big teams, the number one ranked teams are going to keep going further. I don't think that they're going to run into each other. This could be the first time, and that would be exciting to see the top 4 teams all play each other in the Final Four. That'd be good for basketball, good for the NCAA.
Yeah.
But of course, I think everyone's kind of cheering for a little bit of an upset somewhere. I mean, UCF had it. Did you see the size of that player on UCF? 7'6", 310 pound Bell.
Yeah,
that kid.
He's cool.
And he's not like a lanky 7'6".
No,
he is built like this kid is machine.
If it doesn't work out for him, he's got to go to the WWE.
Isn't that true?
That's what you got to do. You have to.
You got to.
Now, how come these guys don't do the pole vault?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Talk about breaking records. Like if I was 7'6",
or the hurdle. Like that guy could do the high jump, but do the hurdles.
Yeah, he could do 2 hurdles if he wanted.
Like, easily. Done. Yeah.
But I mean, even the pole vault, like you have such an advantage.
It's crazy.
Like we're setting athletes that are like 5'8", 5'10". No.
Yeah.
Get the height.
It's. I don't understand it myself. Maybe the speed isn't his thing.
Like why are we subject like high jump? Like just think of the records that are waiting to be broken.
Oh man, it's so crazy. So quick little note, and then we'll jump off this topic, and we'll get the Elite 8 figured out this weekend. But did you know Greg Oden? You know who he is, obviously.
Yeah, he's the Thor and Loki's dad.
Exactly. Yeah. That dude is a special assistant coach now on Ohio State. He was drafted first overall a couple years ago, didn't pan out. So my wife's sitting there, and I go, "Hey, Katrina," I go, "Take a look at this gentleman here. How old do you think that guy is?" And I obviously knew how old he was, or I had to Google it really quick, but I knew he wasn't what I. She goes, "Oh, he's got to be like close to 60." I go, "He's 30 years old." Dude, I don't know what Greg Oden has. I don't like making fun of people too much, but dude, get some wrinkle cream or something, work on it. It is unbelievable. He does look like he's 60 years old, and he's only 30.
He's got to get that Cindy Crawford.
He's got to get that stuff going.
Rejuvenation aging.
Yes.
Like watch an infomercial.
Yeah.
Come on, Oden.
Yeah.
You got the TV.
Yeah, dude.
Moisturize a little.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm sure you got some money. Work on it, man. Work on it, bro. So just a little thing.
That's amazing.
Just saying. Amazing. I saw him. I couldn't believe it. All right. From there, that was it. Rapid banter. Done. Now we go over to everyone's favorite because we're 1 week away.
1 week.
1 week away. Or 7 NHL games away from the start of the real season. The NHL playoff season.
That's right.
All right.
Maybe the best playoffs in all of sports.
Exactly.
On the yearly sport basis.
On the yearly
Let's
sport.
clarify.
Can I say one thing real quick? Did you not think that this NHL season went very fast? Like, dude, I actually truly feel like I blinked and the season was over.
I felt this one went very fast. I don't know if it's just us, maybe us personally, we had, I don't know, life events, whatever it is. But yes, it went very, very fast.
It was crazy. I'm mesmerized right now. And, looking into it, what we want to talk about.
How old are you guys?
Teams that are currently 1 week away. Here are the standings that we got. And then me and Dimitri are going to talk a little bit about the teams that are not making it.
That's right.
Ready?
That's right. It's easy to pick on the obvious.
Yep.
But let's get uncomfortable.
Let's get a little uncomfortable.
That's growth.
That's growth.
That's
well
growth.
said, sir.
You have to get uncomfortable.
Said. Exactly.
Okay.
Let's start in the Eastern Division like we always do. The Atlantic. You got Tampa Bay, 122 points. Each week I say it, and I'm still mesmerized.
It's crazy.
By it.
Tampa Bay has one more point than Kucherov.
Buddy, nuts. Nuts. I don't even know what that guy. Then you got Boston, who's having a great year at 101. Well, it's not that great when you match it up against 122.
That's crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Then you got Toronto as the third place team in the Atlantic at 96. Okay? We jump over to the Metropolitan, and well, looky here. Take a look at the Washington Capitals, the defending champs, are in first place with 96. But now in second.
98 now.
Is it 98?
Yeah, it's 98
Oh,
now.
I
Yeah.
apologize.
You got to add the one
All right,
game.
let's
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
98. You got Pittsburgh Penguins at 95. They've jumped from being a wild card, at one time even being out of the wild card, now second in the Metropolitan. And then our favorite team to like kind of give it a little kick in the ass to the New York Islanders, who are leading this division
Can
the
we
whole
just
time.
call them the New York Spanos?
The New York Spanos.
Just change it.
You know
because
what? I'm going to change it.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, it's
they,
the
they
Spanos,
just,
you're right.
free Spanos.
Free Spanos.
Get them back on the
Yeah,
team.
done.
Get this team on track.
Exactly. They're also at 95, third place in that. So we jump to the wild card. We got the Carolina Hurricanes with 91 points and the Montreal Canadiens at 90. And the Columbus Blue Jackets are basically the only creeper team remaining with 88. 5 and 7 games remain between the wild card. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit.
Okay.
From the Eastern Division, which two teams are going to be the wild cards?
Which two teams are going to be the wild cards? I truly believe that it's going to finish the way that you see it right now. I think you got Carolina making it in, and I think you have the Montreal Canadiens making it in. Now, the Columbus Blue Jackets, they're on the cusp.
Right.
They're knocking at the door.
Right.
Montreal and Columbus are basically at the bar, and they're trying to go after the same chick.
Yeah.
When one goes to the washroom, the other one's coming in
Yeah,
buying a drink.
right there.
Vice versa.
Hey, how
They're
you doing?
changing. Hey, I want to come back to my friend owns
Yeah.
a restaurant. Do you
Yeah.
want to go? We usually go there after the bar. That whole thing.
Use the same line, huh? It's funny. I think we
same,
all use the
same
same line.
restaurant too. But I think Columbus. You know what? They tried. They invested, but I just like Montreal's momentum better. I think Montreal is a team that's believing and will finish strong. Columbus, too much pressure on them.
Agreed. 100%. I'm going to leave it exactly that way. Carolina will finish in the first wild card and Montreal in the second, which would obviously mean a Montreal, Tampa Bay. That's what you get for getting into the playoffs. You're like, finally, we got in. Who's your first? Oh, it's Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
hell of a way.
Yeah.
Hell of a way.
That's
right?
awesome. That's like
So
changing
crazy.
tables at the poker table and going to the main table.
Yeah.
And you've just basically all you have left is the big blind.
Exactly.
You're done. You're like,
I don't think I want to use the word I feel sorry for, but it's the lack of a better word. Columbus, you guys did invest. You guys grabbed a whole bunch of guys, and this is the best. Like, you guys should be easily jumped up in the standings here, but you didn't. You just didn't take initiative.
yeah, and we'll get to that topic in a bit.
Yes,
right? We'll get
exactly.
to that in a bit.
Let's jump to the Western Conference. We'll start in the Central Division. We got the Jets at 94. We got the Nashville Predator Sabercats at 92. And the St. Louis Costanzas at 90. This could be the fun one to watch, because if St. Louis goes on a little roll this week, and the other guys are all just kind of, you might end up with St. Louis being first in the Central and then Winnipeg and Nashville first round playoff matchup.
Holy
Wouldn't that be
smokes.
crazy?
It is too crazy.
Nuts.
It is too crazy. That's why Costanza. Worlds are colliding.
Isn't that true? Then let's jump to our favorite division. It's the Pacific.
Home.
Couple of weeks ago, we said, hey, Calgary, you cannot come second place. You don't want a piece of Las Vegas. Well, obviously, somebody on that team was listening. They said it to the rest of the team because Calgary took a demanding lead now. We are at 101 points, second in the National Hockey League. Still hard to believe.
It's hard to believe.
That's
Best
hard.
in the West.
Best in the West.
You know?
Then you got the San Jose Sharks, who are on a 6-game losing streak. Well, they were on a 6-game losing streak. They're at 95, and the Las Vegas Golden Knights at 90. The two wild cards, it's Dallas with 84, and Colorado leapfrogged the Arizona Coyotes at 81. However, the two creepers are Arizona and Minnesota, also with 81. Dimitri, same question in the West. Which two teams finish in the wild card?
As it mirrors in the East, I think Dallas is going to keep their spot, finish first in the wild card.
Yeah.
And especially keep in mind, we only got about average about 5-6 games left. Let's put about 5 games left for each team.
Yeah.
So, the teams that are in the playoffs, I have to choose to believe that they'll at least somewhat finish 500. That's where I'm going with this. However, look, I love Arizona. I love what's happening over there. I'd love for a team like this to get in, but I personally think that when it comes down this stretch, Colorado's a little more composed than an Arizona team. I think Colorado keeps that spot. They get in the playoffs.
You think so, eh?
Yeah.
Well, Dallas, I think, is inevitable because if they don't, they're going to get yelled at, and they don't want to get yelled at, so they're going to stay as the number one
No,
wild
that
card.
owner, he's like our dads.
Yeah.
He's got the belt
He's
off.
ready, half off.
Right? He's like,
He's looking.
He's looking.
He's looking
like,
around.
don't do it.
He's like, don't you dare, Dimitri.
Do you want?
Hey,
do you want it?
say again. Hey,
Do you want it?
hey.
Because I'll take the belt off.
It's
But we're playing, Dad. We're playing. That's
exactly that's what's happening in Dallas. Verbatim, that's what's happening in Dallas right now.
100%.
Every day he goes into the locker room with half a belt off. He's like, "Who wants a piece of this?"
The best, and our dads were the best for that. They didn't even have to say a word. They just
no.
looked at you, and
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh my god."
Still the most terrifying.
Oh my
man,
God. Yeah,
easily.
yeah. Oh my God.
100%, easily. Never laid his finger on me in my life. Maria, totally different issue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The second wild card, I am gonna say it's the Arizona Coyotes. I really think that they went on a 4-game losing streak, what sucked, but I think they got a little taste. They feel good. I think they're going to make it. I think they can take out Colorado.
You're picking with your heart.
I am. God knows I am.
I think
if Kelly was here
what's
right
Game
now,
Changer say?
Yeah, I don't know what he's saying, but if Kelly was here right now, he'd rip me apart.
Rip you apart.
He's like, you know better.
This is emotional bias.
This is emotional bias. You're right. I'm not
You
lying.
have to be coached on behaviors.
All right. Now, with that being said, there you go. By next week, we will know exactly who's in the playoff, which matchups, and we are excited because we have a little surprise for you next week.
A little big surprise. Little surprise.
Absolutely. It's going to be awesome next week. I can't wait, actually. I'm actually quite pumped about it. But with that being said, that means we know which 16 teams are going to make the playoffs, basically.
Yep.
But now I'm going to ask you a question, Dimitri. Of the teams that didn't make the playoffs, who are you most disappointed in?
So, I scoured, analyzed, reviewed. Oh, look at that. See? That's
what we do.
That's what we do. That's what we're on the same page. Yeah, literally.
Always.
No, I'm going to start in the East.
Sure.
And we already made mention, it's the Columbus Blue Jackets. This is a team that let it all go to waste. We got to start in the first half of the season. They were dominating that division. They're forced to get reckoned with. As they realized that they needed to make some alterations to the team, the other teams were coming on strong. They didn't compensate for it. So now they've made all these deadline moves, deadline trades, and now they're out of the playoff spot. And I personally don't think, as I said, they could recover. The Columbus Blue Jackets for me is the only team that I look at in the East and say, you guys blew it.
Yeah.
Right? You blew it. You had it and you blew it. Now, saying can be said, you look at a team like Buffalo, New Jersey early, they were they were there. They were doing great. But they didn't blow it for me. I think it regulated itself, right? It's kind of like the markets. You got a nice little spike.
Like spike.
Things are going great.
Yep.
But
you put all your money into it.
But at the end of the day,
And now you're poor.
they're right where they should be.
Right.
Okay? Briex is right where it should be.
I guess you got a point. Well, I'm gonna steal that analogy right there, where you are where you're supposed to be right now. I'm looking at Ottawa. I know this sounds a little weird because they're the worst team in the league, but here's a team that had Carlson, Hoffman, Duchesne, Stone. There's teams that don't even have one superstar. These guys had 4 basically.
Yeah.
And these guys internally blew up. So you know what, Ottawa? You guys, as an organization, shame on you. For shame.
For shame.
For shame, Ottawa.
For Game of Thrones fans, shame. Shame. Dong.
No, seriously.
Shame. Dong.
But dude, I mean, how many more players did you need? And a couple of podcasts ago, you said it. Ottawa's right there. They were about to win
a
to
game
go to
away
the
to the
Stanley
final.
Cup. And now look at them. They are cupboard. The cupboards are bare. There's nothing there. And they had so much talent. But I love your pick as Columbus as well. What they did is they went to go fill the cupboards and nothing's working there.
There you go. That's it. Don't spend the money until you have it.
Exactly.
Okay? Lay off the credit cards.
Lay off the credit cards.
You got to pay your debts.
Got to do what you got to do. I mean, it's tempting.
Hey, I get the points.
But what was Ottawa doing? It was tempting. They sold it for nothing. They're like, what? You want a Carlson? Here, take it. Here.
Yeah.
No, Hoffman, they're fighting. Yeah, no, take him too. We're good.
Yeah, we're looking to get rid of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Stone? No, take it. What do you want? No, fine. Okay, Western Division. Which team are you disappointed in?
Okay, so Western Conference, I'm disappointed in 2 teams.
Yeah.
And number 1 is our neighbors to the north.
Absolutely.
The Edmonton Oilers.
Yep.
Look, enough is enough. You can't be doing this to your fans. My God, what more do you guys need? You got the best player in the game right now. Let's just say it, right? You got all that. You got Draisaitl. Look, Draisaitl, he's got over 40 goals. You have Connor McDavid is number 2 in scoring right now. Started off slow. I mean, realistically, he's the number 1 point guy in the league.
Yeah.
Okay. Draisaitl's got over 40 goals. You got all this production. You're making amendments to the team. What the heck is happening with you guys?
Yeah.
You know, this is shame on you. What a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. So I'm very disappointed that they're not making it. It sucks. But the other team I'm disappointed in as well is I look at the Chicago Blackhawks. Yeah, I get it. It's every year's got to go through a transition, but I look at the roster in this team and my God, like they have enough experienced guys that you think should at least get them there. I mean, you got Kane, Taves, Seabrook, Keith, and Crawford in goal. Like you got amazing cornerstones, and I'm stunned when I look at a team like Colorado that's doing better than you.
Yeah.
Dallas too.
Sure.
What's so special about Dallas over the Chicago Blackhawks?
True, I'll give you that.
Right?
Yeah,
So and the other shame on them was because you fired Quenneville.
Yeah.
I still have a hard time believing that there was any problem with him. This is your 3-time Stanley Cup champion coach.
Yeah.
Like finding a great coach is amazing.
Yeah.
It's hard, and I don't know.
You said it beautifully. I almost feel like repeating exactly what you just said. The team that I had was the Oilers. I mean, in all honesty, this team was playing with their fans' emotion all year long. You got the best player in the league, basically, pound for pound in McDavid. And then you got Draisaitl, who's having a huge year. And then you sign and then the team again imploded inside. I mean, you sign your goalies to a contract, then you trade away the goalie that was with you guys. Sorry, I'm kind of ranting a little bit and I'm forgetting everyone's name here a little bit. But shame on you. Like this team should be in the Stanley Cup Finals automatically. They should be we shouldn't even have a playoffs. It should be Tampa Bay versus Edmonton Oilers for the Stanley Cup playoffs based on how the Oilers have had the opportunity to draft first overall in the last couple of years. They have the budget, they have the money, they have the fans, they have the stadium. Guys, what happened to you guys? Horrible organization. And it's sad, but we got Ottawa and Edmonton as my 2 picks, the 2 Canadian franchises. We say we're the best fans here in Canada, but man, organizationally, we are horrible.
I mean, it's terrible. Like, Edmonton is like the crackhead brother. You know what I mean? Like, you just, okay, they went through, another relapse.
Yeah.
Another relapse.
Seriously.
Here we go. You know who Edmonton is? You know the movie Godfather?
Yeah.
You know Pacino's brother, Fredo?
Fredo.
Edmonton's Fredo.
Edmonton is Fredo.
You know, like, come on.
Is that the new team we got?
Give me a chance.
The Edmonton Fredos.
There you go.
There it is.
You know, by episode 150, we'll have named everybody.
Every team's got a new name. Yeah, exactly.
We got the Sabercats, we got the Costanzas, the Fredos.
The Fredos.
Arizona, did we have a name for them? We named Arizona something.
We'll have to go back and check.
We got to go back. Yeah, not comic book. South Carolina, George.
Right.
He'll know.
George, send us scour through them, George. Tell us.
Let us know what we did on our podcast.
We don't remember, but I know you're watching and you're listening very carefully. All right, well, there it is. That's the NHL in a nutshell. Next week, little surprise for everyone, but more importantly, the playoff will be set. We're ready to go. This is exciting stuff. Let's go. Rapid banter. Now, we go over to the NBA quickly. This is the touch and go part. Touch and go.
Jam.
Exactly, because next week, they also start in the playoffs. You got your Raptors, we got our Bucks, who we're big fans of. The team that's not making it, I know I've made fun of them, it's the LA Lakers, it's our boy LeBron. However, in the notes, if you see what I wrote, my words, not yours, watch out NBA for next year. I'm already calling it from now. That when LeBron sits back, because he's going to take a little time off. This guy has always been in the finals the last literally 6 years in a row. So, guys, he's a little tired. 1 year off, that the team revamp. Watch out, NBA. LeBron is going to come back, and he might destroy everyone. Because he hears all your tweets and your Instagram posts and your Facebook messages, and he sees on the TV that he's being ridiculed. Watch out for next year, because LeBron is not going to take this sitting down.
No, he's not. And the Lakers are going to be a force to be reckoned with. You know, partly one is the assessment from management, LeBron and all. Okay, what are we doing with the team? What's going on? Great. But the other thing is, keep in mind, there are a lot of big players out there that are either ending their contracts, looking to move. So there's going to be some really big movement in the NBA next year. I feel that the Lakers are going to land a couple people.
Yeah.
And I think the Lakers are going to be a very, very desirable team to play with. And I look, if if Durant leaves Golden State, for example,
Right.
or Klay Thompson, Kawhi Leonard leaves Toronto, like a lot of these big players that are shuffling, and one of them ends up on the Lakers. Well, all of a sudden,
Yes.
you know what? I think if you look in LA and you say, would I rather be Golden State or LA? The legacy of LA really supersedes all. Big
absolutely.
changes coming. I agree with you.
Absolutely. You got a revamped LeBron, an Anthony Davis potential, a Kawhi.
Yeah.
Who knows who else? It's going to be crazy. Watch out. So, Laker fan, relax. Larry A, relax. Everything will be fine.
Don't worry about it.
Relax, Larry A. You're going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. Pretty sure you don't listen to this podcast, Larry A, but hey, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
We said it here. Just take it easy.
Touch and go.
Don't get nervous.
Don't get nervous.
Don't get nervous.
Rapid banter. So, from there, we go to the MLB. What?
What?
Yeah. We have to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah,
a
fair
little
enough.
bit. You know why? It starts tomorrow. The Toronto Blue Jays.
And we're only 162 games left.
The Blue Jays start their inaugural season tomorrow against the Detroit Tigers.
But can I throw another Game of Thrones
Yeah,
reference?
absolutely,
Like,
please.
the Major League Baseball season is like the long, dark night. Like, winter is coming.
Oh, yeah.
That's how they should be like, oh, no, winter's coming. Shit. Oh, my God. Okay. Like, that's the MLB season.
That is the MLB season. However, it's funny you say that. I'm going to get into it in 1 second based on that. But I want to talk quickly about the contracts that came through over the last couple of weeks.
Where is this
We haven't talked
money
about it.
coming from?
Buddy, listen to this. Mike Trout, 12 years, $435 million. By the way, everybody, baseball contracts are guaranteed. Okay?
That's unbelievable.
You got the other guy, Bryce Harper, 13 years, $350. Unbelievable money that is being spent on these guys in a sport that just had a poll done yesterday. Listen to this. The average age of the person that watches Major League Baseball is how old, Dimitri? If you guessed 52 years old, you are correct. The average age of a baseball fan watching on TV nationally is 52. Believe it or not, up from 2000, which was 57 years old.
Well, they really cornered the demographic then.
Wow.
That's amazing. So basically what you're telling me is that baseball's on free cable more often.
Dude, unbelievable. Like, I'm looking at these numbers. Mike Trout.
Where are these teams? What hedge fund are these teams investing in? Where is this money?
You, sir, need to be calling these two gentlemen.
That's who I will cold call Bryce Harper.
Absolutely. Well, it's funny you say that. And you know what you got to do to him? You got to talk to his ego. And I'll tell you why. Another poll also came out yesterday, just like the NHL one we did a couple of weeks ago. They interviewed all the Major League Baseball players and the questions, who's the best? Who is overwhelmingly the most overrated player? Bryce Harper at 62% of your peers. So the guys in the dressing room that voted, that are sitting across from you, are all going, dude, you are way, way, way overhyped. Isn't that crazy? Some of these stats?
That is crazy.
Oh,
that's crazy.
That's it. So start your baseball season off. There it is. Toronto plays tomorrow. We got 160 some odd games to
pack your lunch.
Pack your lunches.
Ration.
Right? Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Conserve your water.
Conserve your water. Bring a bucket. Bring a bucket. It's going to be a long season.
Don't forget your dragon glass.
Exactly. But always be mesmerized about these paychecks that these guys are getting. It's unbelievable.
Crazy.
Right? It's nuts.
They have to be selling crack on the side.
They have to be.
They have to. Other than that, I want
hot dogs, butt scratcher, butt scratcher, crack. Who wants crack? Oh, that's amazing. Well, there it is. Rapid banter. Done. All right. From there, we go to the NFL. Yes. Once again,
you did it.
You sons of guns
you did it.
Jumped right into it.
Leave us alone.
Leave us.
Okay?
But damn, are you interesting. Damn it, are you interesting.
Oh, my goodness, man.
So yesterday, or let's not yet, well, it happened yesterday, but let's go back a couple of months.
Sure.
Big play. LA Ram Illuminati on the field against New Orleans. New Orleans coming down the field. They're about to score.
Yeah.
It's they're about to go to the Super Bowl. One pass away, basically.
Yeah.
And they're going to go.
The ticket's there.
The biggest blown call in guaranteed sports history, probably, okay?
Yeah.
Happened. So much so that the NFL now has changed the rule. Yes, NFL fan, for all of you guys that are sitting around and you love watching football, get ready and pack your lunch, because also these games are going to go to 5 hours. Why are you saying that, Mitch? Well, I'll tell you why. Because now you're allowed to review pass interference call, both offensive and defensive. Dimitri, do you love this call?
Terrible. I don't love it at all. Look, you guys, wrong call. Bad call. I understand why they want to review it, okay? But I don't see why they need to, like, where's it going to stop? You guys, where is it going to stop? Okay? Fine, you want to put a coach's challenge in there? Put the coach's challenge. Keep it in the confines of that. Keep it in the confines of that rule. But please, are we just going to review everything? Is NFL going to be an 18-hour excursion? Because what's next? I don't like seeing a team getting screwed over like the New Orleans Saints did. However, guys, come on. This is part of the game. I'm sorry. No, Mitch, I don't like it at all.
No, neither do I. I got to say, I'm actually really disappointed in the NFL. You know why? Because they're going to put it in, and I guarantee you, again, I'm calling it from now, they're going to take it out next year. They're going to take it out next year because it's going to destroy the game. It's going to be horrible. It's not good for the game. And what makes me even more mad is this. Hey, NFL, here's a simple way to fix this. You fire those two closest to the ball. The one guy for sure that was closest, you fire him. And the guy behind him, you fire him out of almost like a scare tactic.
Yeah,
this is what happens when you guys blow big calls. You're both fired. Done.
Yeah, and 10
That's
lashes.
how you fix this.
And 10 lashes.
And 10 lashes. The lashes are a little extreme. However, I like where you're going with it.
Look, make it public.
Yes.
Okay?
Absolutely.
We're only going to be told once.
Exactly. You know what? 20 lashes. I like it. I like where you're going. I like that. I liked where you went with that.
Yeah, just hang them up, just lashes.
Well, because you got the Game of Thrones in my head now.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking that's what would have happened back in the day.
It's a tough game.
Yeah. If Jon Snow got hit on that play, everyone would have been laying out the lashes.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, but look, lashes are in.
They're in.
Bring back the lashes.
Bring back the lashes. I agree. Now, NFL did one stupid thing. Now the NFL did one good thing. They are thinking about having games up in Canada, all right? They're thinking of going one game out in Hawaii, which is great. Now they got another one. They used to go to Toronto. The Bills would go up to Toronto and play somebody in the preseason. And maybe, actually, I think they had even one regular season game.
And the Toronto fans still didn't even realize that it wasn't the Argonauts playing.
Yeah, they were very confused.
It's great. They didn't know. They're like, wait a sec.
Well, you know what? I got to hand it to the NFL because the NFL turned around and said, hey, there's a market up there. There's people with money up there. So what are they going to do? The rumor on the street is Raiders, Packers in Saskatchewan.
Smart play.
You like it?
I love it. Look, why not put the Packers, who are basically the Rough Riders of the NFL, and vice versa, and have them play there? And you know what? Throw in the sexy Oakland Raiders. Get the Groods up there.
Get the Groods up there.
Get the Groods. That's great. Because they've been watching Monday Night Football.
Little Tim Brown. Tim Brown, obviously, but Antonio Brown, too.
There you go.
Little prima donna. He won't last 1 minute in that Saskatchewan cold.
I think it's absolutely fantastic. They should have been doing this earlier. It's going to sell out. It's going to be absolutely incredible.
Absolutely. Especially if it's those two teams, they're going to have a great, great turnout. Yeah. Well, damn it, NFL, you did it again.
You did it again.
Did it again.
Does the CFL get into American cities?
I don't. Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. That was rapid banter. Now, finally, second finally.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. When do you think you'll retire?
You know what? Conventional wisdom would say 65.
Yeah.
However.
Yeah. No, 67 now.
Oh, yeah. They got 67.
They pushed it. Because oil's not going anywhere.
Well, that's the thing, right? Not with this government.
Not with this.
I think I'm a 58, 59 kind of guy.
I think so, too.
I think that's where I fit.
What if I told you that you could retire in the beautiful age of 30, maybe 32 years old?
Sure.
Would you like that?
I mean, I don't know what I would do. I'd probably go back and be a student.
You know what? That would be great. That'd be fantastic. Well, it happened. Conor McGregor, 30 years old, he said, hey, MMA, I'm done. I'm finished. Rob Gronkowski, two-time Super Bowl champion, says, I'm also retiring. The funny thing is, the big talk on the streets isn't about them retiring. It's the fact that no one believes them. Do you believe them?
Gronkowski, I absolutely believe him. I think he made the right decision. His body's breaking down.
Yes.
Okay, and year after year, he looks more like a cyborg, more and more like a cyborg.
Absolutely.
You know, his knees are getting shot. His arm, his everything. I mean, he's a big guy, and he's going to have a lot of problems, and he's got a lot of money, and he knows how to save his money, and And I don't think he has a reason to want to continue right now. I mean, he's played in the greatest team of all time. He's seen some amazing successes, but I think his body is telling him that why do you need to go through another year? And I think he's making the right call. I believe that he will not return. With Conor McGregor, I do not believe this is it. I think we're watching a Floyd Mayweather scenario once again, where I'm going to retire, stay away, and it's going to be fantastic when he comes back. You know, with Conor McGregor retiring, my first instinct was, okay, you know, I don't think his headspace has been great ever since he's gotten all that money and got embarrassed by Khabib. I don't think so, and I think this is one of those external pressures are getting to him, and he says, you know what? I don't need this.
No, exactly.
I don't need it. I'm out.
Well, you know what? I hate to say this because you actually called it a couple of podcasts ago. You said, hey, McGregor, you're acting up, man. You're acting out of your element. Rumor out of Ireland is that he was in a hotel and there's a sexual assault charge being pending right now. There's not a lot of details about it because their laws are a little different, but they're saying that could have something to do with this whole situation. He is definitely, you know what I don't understand, sports guy? How many times do you have to see other sports guys get destroyed for the exact same thing? And why do you think you can overdo it? Like, who makes you think that you can beat out that rap? It's crazy.
It is
right?
crazy, Mitch.
It's nuts. Like, you're absolutely right. He made the big money, but man, he's making the same mistakes over and over again. I do 100% agree. I think Gronk is just destroyed. He's not going to be able to come back. And I think McGregor is going to come back. Why? Because the reality is he's the only one that still draws anything.
Yeah, and he's not interested in the UFC right now. Who's he really got to fight? I mean, maybe he wants to go back and fight Khabib again, but at the same time, what money is there? What money is there for him?
Well, there's nothing, and especially with all these. St. Pierre retired this year. He's retiring. But, you know, Khabib is not exactly the big draw. Like, he's a great fighter, but he just doesn't draw in the people. So yeah, where is the
and Dana White doesn't care. Did you see Dana White's statement? He's like, well, I wish him best. What do you do? That's life. He can retire. Yeah. You know, his whiskey's killing him.
Do you think he's crying right now? Do you think Dana's crying a little bit?
100%.
100%.
Oh my goodness, are you crazy? No one's doing those pay-per-view buys.
No,
maybe Brock Lesnar.
Well, I'll tell you who would love to watch it. It's the 50-year-old guy that's watching baseball. Maybe he needs a little something to do.
Maybe
he's got
he needs a little excitement.
Income.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
maybe
apparently
there. Yeah.
Apparently,
get your ass over there and start watching a little MMA, guys. There's your demographic. Boom.
Rapid banter.
All right, now right before we go to MAGA MALAKA, we have the greatest bracket of all time.
The bracket of brackets.
The bracket of brackets coming up. The greatest sports athlete of all time. We've got it down to we're basically getting down to our Sweet 16. I'm gonna throw out a couple of brackets at you, and then probably next week or the week after is it the week after?
Yeah.
We are going to post all these to the fans, to the roster, to vote to the Final Four, and then of course the finals, like you did a couple last year with the GOATs of all time.
That's right.
All right.
So again, this is the greatest movie athletes that are not based on real characters.
That's correct.
List of 64.
The list of 64.
It's a list.
It's a list. Here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Here's the first one right off the bat. It's Chaz Michaels versus Roy Munson. Yeah, it's a big one.
You know what? I still got to put it. It's a real skill to skate.
Yes.
And the thing is you have to perform on medal day. Chaz Michaels, put him through.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'll take this one. It's a little bit of Sidney Dean, who's from White Man Can't Jump, the Wesley Snipes character, versus, believe it or not, it's Paul Crowe, who is from The Longest Yard. I'm not sure if it's Adam Sandler or if it's or Burt Reynolds. I'm going to go with the Burt Reynolds one, and I'm taking Burt Reynolds and Paul Crowe to go to the next round.
Why don't we just go Burt Sandler?
I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to change that.
Yeah. Give them both out of the props.
Exactly. Here's a big one for you, and I think I kind of already know the answer. It's Lincoln Hawk from Over the Top, Sylvester Stallone, arm wrestling champion.
Underrated
versus
sport.
Another misfit, if you will, Ricky Vaughn.
Come on.
I got to give it to you. It's how it all worked out.
Hit the roster with the heater.
Hit him.
Ricky Vaughn. You can't repeat that type of fastball.
I love it. Here's a big one for me to go on, and I'm a little torn. Yeah. It's Forrest Gump versus Willie Beeman.
Holy smokes.
Two football gods.
I know where I stand, but I don't want to influence.
because this matchup, whoever I pick, will take on Ricky Vaughn.
Oh my God. It's just,
And
it's
in
so
my
tough.
eyes, there's really only one way to go. You don't become All-American just because.
Damn right.
Willie Beeman had one flash season. Forrest, you're going to the next
The
round.
guy created Apple, Bubba Gump Shrimp. I mean, he was an amazing running back in special teams.
Exactly.
Don't forget special teams.
Listen, here's one. Here's the second last one. I'll do this one, and then I'll give you the last one because this one's good. Ready?
Okay.
All right. I'll do this one. It is Happy Gilmore versus Kenny Powers.
Wow.
This one is kind of ironic.
Are we at the finals already?
No, you wish. I wish it was, because that would make it a little more crazy. Happy Gilmore versus Kenny Powers. To me, almost like the same guy. Different sport, same guy.
That's so true.
Damn it.
That's a tough decision.
You know what? I'm going one way because I know where everyone's going to go.
Yeah,
They don't
you
really
do.
know who Kenny is. I personally like Kenny more, but it's going to be Happy Gilmore.
That's
going to
right.
the
But
next
guys,
round.
if you haven't watched Eastbound and Down, just do it.
Exactly.
Just do it.
Now, finally, you got a tough one.
Okay.
Here it is. It's the Hanson brothers, the three of them.
All three.
All three.
Okay.
Versus Rocky Balboa.
Wow.
Yeah, you got a tough one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't Rocky lose last?
No, he beat Shane Falco. Of course he beat Shane.
Oh, okay. Because Big Data put him through, put Falco through.
Well, I changed it because it was a horrible.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I mean,
Okay.
that's an atrocity in itself.
That's amazing. Was there collusion?
There was.
Okay, so the Hanson brothers
Yeah.
versus Balboa.
That's right.
Look, I look at the Hanson brothers, you know, the three of them were destruction, putting foil, beating up the league and everything. However,
Right.
if you can get through Ivan Drago, Clubber Lang, Apollo Creed, I mean, we're talking
Yeah, you're right.
all-time greats here.
Yep. You're right.
Balboa,
Balboa goes the
Balboa's
next
like our Roger Federer
Yes.
of the year, you know?
Yes.
Just a timeless,
Yes.
tested and true.
It is crazy what's happening.
Put him through. Balboa.
It's done. Well, listen, we got a couple more we'll pick, but we'll do it on our own time because we don't have enough time. We got to go.
That's right.
Go.
And we got to keep up
We
with
gotta
the
keep up with the
NCAA.
NCAA.
We got to keep up.
And these are looking great. People are going to love these when it's posted. And by the way, where's marketing, man?
He couldn't be here.
Couldn't be here.
He's going to the game tonight.
Oh, he had as a thing.
He's doing off-site research.
Is he?
He's doing a market research.
I'll have a little chat with him.
Yeah,
I'll have a
exactly.
little chat with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was your pick.
You
by
do
way.
the talk.
Because
Because if I do the talk,
right.
I don't. It's not going to end good for him.
Isn't that the truth?
Or me.
Exactly. It's everyone's favorite segment. It's MAGA or MALAKA.
What do we got this week?
This
I know what we
week-
got, but tell the roster
This
what we
week
got.
we decided, hey, what's the big theme? Jordy Nelson, retirement. Conor McGregor, potential retirement. Gronkowski, retirement. So when these guys do retire, and let's say they actually go through with it,
Yeah.
my question is, what are they going to do?
What do you do?
What do you do when you retire?
We all plan for. We love it. We're like, we can't wait for it.
Exactly.
But then when we get there, sometimes we're unfulfilled.
Well,
You need a plan.
I'm a big believer, like here in the Greek community of Calgary, there's a lot of people that work to the bitter age. Why? Because they don't have hobbies. So we're here to also help them and others that haven't really figured out retirement.
Yeah, and mental health, issuing mental health problems to your children does not count as a hobby.
No, that doesn't.
That
But they
doesn't.
are excellent at that.
They're so
here we
good.
go. MAGA, MALAKA.
Okay.
Are you
love
ready?
it. I'm ready.
Beautiful. We'll start with an easy one. Right over the middle. Jeff, right over the middle.
Underhand.
Oh, underhand.
Slow
Here we
pitch
go.
over the plate.
Shuffleboard. MAGA or MALAKA.
You know what? Unless you've played the game,
Right.
you don't realize how hard that thing is. I'm going to say MAGA because you got to put in the time.
You got to master the shuffleboard.
You got to put in time.
Isn't that kind of like the...
And then here's the other thing. You know, put in a lifetime of sibling rivalry and a couple of beers.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it gets
Yes.
serious. It gets real serious.
You know what?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going
Shuffleboard.
MAGA on that.
MAGA. Jeff, Jeff's right.
All it is curling, but a different way, just on
but
parquet.
it's also everything else that goes along with shuffleboard.
It's curling on parquet. That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's exactly.
Next.
Hey, hold on. Is that sand or salt? What is that they're putting on there?
Oh, that's a little sand.
It is sand.
Little sand.
It's a fine grain sand.
It's a fine grain.
That is a fine grain.
Makes the little puck go faster, I guess.
Move over, Mr. Quaker. There's another new
Here we
fine
go.
grain in the house.
The next one is one that I'm always intrigued with. What about crafts of some kind? Crafts. Taking up a craft, a basket weaving, if you will.
Oh, that's MALAKA.
That's MALAKA?
That's MALAKA. Like I get it, but I don't get it.
No, see, I'm all about the MALAKA because you are now free and you want to waste your time making baskets? Baskets? We talking about baskets?
We don't need no freaking
Now
baskets.
here's a big one.
Like
Everyone
you worked
loves
your
it.
whole life. Finally, I could just relax and make baskets.
all day.
Oh.
And you know that's the whole thing, right?
Who earns?
Who earns? And my question is this: how many baskets do you need?
How many? You're right.
Yeah.
Here's
How
the
many?
thing, though.
And
Here's
you know
the
what?
thing.
You're putting some real nice basket makers out of work.
Yeah.
Just because you don't work anymore doesn't mean
That's
the
right.
people that are trying to get to retirement shouldn't work.
Destroying the industry. Go ahead, Jeff.
All I was trying to say is if you've spent a lifetime doing stuff like people used to do, you know, and you get to that point where you don't have a mission anymore, like maybe baskets has got to be your mission. Right?
Here's a big one.
Yes.
This one is somewhat like this one's a big one because you're outdoors. Gardening, MAGA or MALAKA?
Oh, I'm gonna go MAGA on that one. Look, it takes it's a skill.
I'm
And
gonna
it's
go
strenuous.
MALAKA because that's also a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and you get a great workout. It's great being outside, and it's really.
I know I'm wrong about it, but
the
I'm just
reward
thinking
at the
about-
end of the year with all the fresh vegetables.
Jeff, all I keep thinking about is being on my hands and knees and digging up dirt. And I'm like, oh, one day I'll be on the other side of this dirt. No, I will not do it, sir. No.
There's also worms and bee stings.
Here's a big one for you. Buying a motorhome and driving around the country, MAGA or MALAKA for retirement.
You know what? I know that they all do it. I get it, but I got to go MALAKA. Look, if you're going to get into retirement, save your money. Don't put it in the motorhome. Damn it. Rent a Ferrari and get to where you're going.
I like what you're doing
it's
there.
retirement, baby.
I like what you're doing there.
Stay in a nice hotel. Drive a nice car. Get the top down. Show off your lady. Say, we're done.
We're done.
Okay, that's how you travel America.
Jeff?
Well, that's a real nice fantasy, and your retirement would last you about 18 months, and then it would be over.
Yeah.
So I got to say MAGA on the motorhome because I'd be towing a couple of Harleys behind it. And
See, there he is again.
But
He's
So,
a Harley guy.
I
what I
couldn't.
said.
You know, you
Yeah,
live
he's got it
in
down.
the
So
motorhome.
Winnebago
Right.
is
You stay away
is
from the strip clubs. You can maybe have 10 years. You know,
I love it.
Fun.
He's right. Here's another one. It's another form of traveling. It's just traveling, getting on a plane and going to different countries when you retire. MAGA or MALAKA?
Yeah, God willing, you have the health. MAGA, absolutely. Okay, it's back to us time. You know, you work.
Do you do the bus tours? What do you do on
Got to
these
do
things?
all the tours.
Got to do all the tours.
Yeah, look, you name me one person who hasn't gone ahead and said, "Fine, I'll do the damn bus tour," and I didn't want to, and didn't come out saying, "You know what?
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed that."
Yeah.
It happens every time.
Yeah.
Bus tours are great.
Bus tours are good.
Yeah.
They are.
They're a
great.
good thing.
You know what? I don't know. I'm on the fence on this one. First
hold
time
on.
ever
So
in
hold on.
75 episodes. I'm a MAGA MALAKA fence guy. I don't know where to go on this one.
Maybe in retirement, you buy the RV
Right.
and start your own bus touring company.
See, that's funny you say that. Do you know what a lot of retirement people did as I was doing a little research? They go back to work. MAGA or MALAKA.
Look, MAGA, because you have to have purpose. Whether it's a hobby, whether it's going to a job, you can't just sit there and not do anything. It's
absolutely-
depressing.
I'm sorry. No, it's a MALAKA. You just finished retiring. Now you're going to start it up again.
Yeah, but you don't do anything
It
anyways.
doesn't matter what I do.
I gotta
Bottom
say,
line,
I
I'm
gotta
talking about
say,
the general public.
You're basically retired.
I am
You phone
basically
Mitch. It's
retired.
9:30 in the morning. What are you doing? Just on my way to work, man. Traffic's crazy.
don't
You phone
hate the
Mitch,
player. Hate the game,
But
baby.
you phone Mitch 11:45. What's going on? I'm done for the day. Gonna go home.
You know what? That just breaks my heart.
I'm
That
gonna make a sandwich.
you know what they
yeah,
say?
but there's a guy who knows how he's going to enjoy retirement.
Thank
Like
you.
he's not
Thank
going to
you,
be
Jeff.
working.
What does he need to
you know what they
retire
say
from?
in Greek, Jeff? Just to interpret it in English, they say that jealousy is a real sickness.
that
Just
wasn't
let
the
you know.
question. The question
Well,
was.
I'll apply it to you.
Here's
one for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Another form of work. Sorry, Jeff. Volunteering, MAGA or MALAKA.
I got to go MAGA.
Yeah, I gotta go MAGA too.
It's another form of work, and it's even worse. You're not getting paid.
No,
Yeah, but you
you're
get to
doing
duck out early because you're volunteering.
Man, I got to tell you a story about my folks, okay?
Sure.
I really do, because this one amazes me. So they worked hard all their lives. My mom was a teacher, music teacher. My dad was a teacher. And they were just very frugal, and they saved a bunch of money, and they are having a nice retirement. But my mom and dad used to go out to Oliver in BC every winter.
So did we. Great place.
Yeah. So they'd spend, a couple of months from January to March helping pack dried fruit and making basically dried soups that they could help feed countries around the world. So they're taking cast-off food from supermarkets and farmers, and they're making it into meals for people less fortunate than we are. And like, how can you knock that?
Yeah, man.
I mean,
how do you?
Wow. I literally almost started crying. I apologize. MAGA it is 100% MAGA. I'm sorry. You're
Sorry,
right.
Mom. Sorry, Dad.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
And they
All
work.
right, two more.
They worked
Two
their
more.
whole lives, and they know how to have fun. But
Yep.
you know, that's something they did, and they really meant it every year.
It's
And
true.
that amazed me that they'd give that much of their time. You know?
Two more, Jeff. Here we go.
Love it.
All right.
This is a big one in the retirement realm, in the community of the retirees. Taking up bridge or playing bridge on a constant. Very competitive. MAGA or MALAKA?
I gotta go Malaka. Like, there's better games. There actually is. Just because you're retired doesn't mean you're stupid.
Well, I think we're wrong because how is this game so popular amongst the retirees?
I mean, is Monopoly not a thing anymore?
Oh, no. Not compared to
Strip
bridge.
poker's out, I guess.
MAGA it is.
No!
It is.
MAGA. MAGA.
It's true. It's really down the middle. Yeah, we're torn.
Yeah.
Here's the last one. So as I was putting this together, I was like going through all these different ones. They say that a lot of retired people, one of the big things that they like to do or should do is make friends with younger people, which now makes sense into why Robert Kraft got into so much trouble. MAGA or MALAKA?
Yeah, MAGA. And why are we blaming
MAGA.
Kraft? Okay,
Yeah,
he just
what?
wanted to be friends with
He just
people.
wanted to be friends.
Okay?
That's it, Robert. Why? That's your defense. There you go, sir. I just solved the case.
There
it
you
is.
go.
Done.
Yeah. He's a friend of ours.
He's a friend of ours. He's over here
That's
now.
amazing.
That's it. Episode 75. There it is.
It's unbelievable. I mean, you know, congratulations to us
Yeah.
for
One-
episode
Can I say
75.
one last thing?
Of course you can.
Just the other day, it was revealed Jim the Anvil Neidhart going to the Hall of Fame with Brett the Hitman as the Hart Foundation.
Arguably
Congratulations.
the greatest tag team of all time,
Yes.
the Hart Foundation.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
No, that is great. And you know what? WrestleMania is coming up in a couple weeks, and I'm sure we're going to be sure to talk about that and get our picks. Guys, make sure to download us and follow us on the channels at Mitch and Dimitri, reallockerroomtalk.com. Thank you to everyone who helps this podcast, Agape Greek Radio, Headversity, alchemystudios.ca. You guys, thank you so much for everything. Another episode that is in the locker. But Mitch and Dimitri, we got to hit the showers.
Absolutely. My pants are already off.
My pants have been off. Yeah, man, that's...
I didn't even wear
I
pants.
couldn't even tell you
I
guys are
don't
sitting
know.
down. I can't see that far. You guys are so far ahead of me.
too fun.